My name is Patsy Stevenson. That's me in the picture. I was at a vigil for Sarah Everard, who a week earlier had been murdered by serving Metropolitan Police officer Wayne Cousins. I was arrested by two of Cousins' colleagues, but what happened to me is nothing compared to what countless others have experienced at the hands of the Met. Let's start in 1993. While waiting at a bus stop with a friend, 18-year-old Stephen Lawrence is stabbed to death in a racist attack by a gang of white youths. The very next day, a list of the accused killers is posted anonymously in a phone box in the area. But despite positive identification in an ID parade by a witness to the killing, racism, corruption and incompetence, we'll see the killers walk free and Scotland Yard cover up its failings. 6 years after the murder, a major public inquiry into the failed investigation finds that the Metropolitan Police is institutionally racist. Met Commissioner Paul Condon resists calls to resign but leaves the force the following year. 2005, Brazilian plumber Jean-Charles de Menezes is shot in the head 7 times by Metropolitan Police officers at Stockwell Underground Station after he's mistaken for a terrorist. Scotland Yard then instigates a sophisticated cover-up. The Metropolitan Police claims de Menezes was issued with a warning before being killed. Police also claim de Menezes jumped a ticket barrier and ran down the stairs towards the platform, and that he was wearing a bulky coat in hot weather, thus justifying the actions of the officers who shot him. In reality, none of the claims are true. 2008, musician Sean Rigg dies in police custody in Brixton Police Station, one of many deaths in police custody for which families are still seeking justice. Sean dies of a cardiac arrest after police failed to identify his condition of paranoid schizophrenia and subject him to what an inquest jury will later call unsuitable and unnecessary force. 5 officers are later exonerated of wrongdoing. Also 2008, the most senior ranking Asian officer in the force, Assistant Commissioner Tariq Ghaffur, threatens to sue the Met for racial discrimination before winning a £300,000 settlement. Then, as the extent of the de Menezes failings and subsequent cover-up are exposed, Met Commissioner Sir Ian Blair resigns. His successor, Sir Paul Stevenson, promises root and branch reform and says he will return integrity to the force.
We'd like to finish playing the film. Well, I'm going to politely decline because we want to play the film through for a full 10 minutes.
2009, newspaper vendor Ian Tomlinson dies after a police officer in riot gear strikes him from behind with a baton and pushes him to the floor. Tomlinson had been making his way home when he was assaulted by an officer policing the G20 protest in London. The new commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, once again promises root and branch reform of the force. But the reality is that the Metropolitan Police Service is broken beyond repair. Reform has been tried for 3 decades and failed. No apologies or empty promises will bring back the lives lost or repair the harm done by Scotland Yard's corruption, racism, misogyny, homophobia and incompetence. It's time to break it up and start again.